The Wrestling Mayhem Show. Since 2006, the pioneer in pro wrestling podcasting.
This show is brought to you by IndieWrestling.us and IndieWrestling.network for your independent wrestling entertainment. Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza.
Just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Do what you have to do, make it last. Wait for the perfect time, then attack.
It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. 1001 Tuesdays we've been talking about professionalized wrestling. That feels so weird now. But it is post-WrestleMania, and none of the regular crew could make it. It's a WrestleMania hangover of a sort for all the people that were not at WrestleMania, but we do have somebody who was at WrestleMania, who is here, who has not slept right, and is kind of raw dogging off a plane into this show. Referee George Ross is with us.
Hello.
I know you didn't want me to use the raw dogging, but I couldn't think of a better way to say it.
It's fine.
You ready to raw dog this podcast?
Something like that.
Something like that. Oh, you sound like you just got off a train in a week of WrestleMania.
It feels like it.
You got the coffee going here.
It was not the Train of Terror on 2024 either.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even think this tour had a name.
Man, I saw you in the background of a lot of wild stuff going on that we'll get to in this show. So, subtle nod.
Craziest week of my life.
Intern Tony is back in studio.
Yeah, hello.
Repping the John Cena. You were happy to see him as host, I imagine.
Yeah, he didn't do as cool things as I was hoping, but he was there.
Did have an interaction with Danhausen, which may have been the Mania moment of the weekend. Right? Yes. So there was a point where I was like, listen, it doesn't matter how good this WrestleMania is. If Danhausen doesn't come up, like everybody will say this is the worst Mania ever. Yeah. I think it's this thing saving people from saying that they hated this Mania is the fact that Danhausen came out and did what they did. So it really is tremendous that he showed up at Elimination Chamber and he just had a WrestleMania thing that involved Little People, The Miz, and John Cena. Sorry, Kit Wilson. So, I mean, that's incredible. And he was all over. I know he's all over my feed. Did it seem like, was he just floating all over Vegas? Did you spot him at any point there, George?
Unfortunately, no. I would have loved to because I do love that damn.
Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, it's great to see somebody that's worked so hard. And he had a little post about, like, you know, if you feel like you've been working forever, just keep working, kind of thing, because you never know when things could change. And that's a really cool thing that's coming out of this. That's like out of Danhausen-ness out of it. He got on a Goodyear blimp. He got his blimp in WrestleMania, like everything except for the spear.
That's a pretty big ass.
That's a big ass. Maybe if he's the main event of WrestleMania next year, they'll do it.
They were doing a Wizard of Oz gimmick for it.
There's that too. Yeah.
This year, they did Wizard of Oz for it. That was
so. Well, I think everybody else can buy time or whatever on it, for whatever that ungodliness that cost there. So maybe if they did sell out Acrisure Stadium, they would have done it. So, well, here I'll go to you, Tony. Like, what are Danhausen? John Cena was tremendous, but like, what were your kind of big takeaways from WrestleMania this year?
Well, first of all, I mean, it's hard to not talk about the ads that were there. I mean,
I think everybody is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, the point of the two nights is to make it so more people can have more matches. Mm-hmm. But then it defeats the purpose when you have two nights, but the ads are as long as the matches are. Like, some matches were like under like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Like, I just don't. Yeah. Like, it was annoying.
And you had as many matches over 2 nights as you would in one AEW show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's WrestleMania. Like, you want to see everyone wrestle, especially when like it was a stacked card. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think it was. I wish there were more segments like the Danhausen one. Like WrestleMania, you get like the legends to come out and stuff. And I was kind of disappointed there really wasn't any of that.
I feel like they've been really getting away from that the last several years. Actually,
have,
like there's been no backstages, but there's no special things other than guys out there. It's really all happening in the ring now, right?
Yeah.
With your I Show Speed, with your Pat McAfee's, with your like Jelly Roll and things like that. The celebrities are involved. Mm-hmm. Like involved. So why do we need to shoehorn them into, other than Brett Kissel drinking beer and she's stealing everybody's beer every night. Apparently I saw one of John Cena while they were at break and stuff like that. So he had a lot of time to do that since we had so much downtime between things. So, well, you mentioned the commercials, so that's the big hurt from the weekend is, because they've been on ESPN since WrestlePalooza, whenever the hell that was. So I presume this is the biggest one. I don't know if the commercials were worse for this. It felt worse because it was WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think that's what
or is it, or are a lot of people like watching WWE on ESPN for the first time because it's WrestleMania, so we have a lot more voices on it. Like I have been watching pay-per-views via other means, relatively legal means, let's say. So I haven't been able to experience this in the same way. I did use ESPN for the first time, and we were airplaying to a TV at the Airbnb. And all the commercials, like you would get one at the beginning, like a WWE, like cricket or something, or Snickers at the beginning and the end. But then I just had commercial break. With the soothing music, which was so nice after a long day at the airfield. Oh my God, it was so good. I was almost taking a nap between each match, but it just felt like we were like especially when we had the 7-minute match, it felt like it was so long. And then we had the jobber entrances for the ladder match, which pissed me off.
Yeah, that especially Dragon Lee, he had a sick attire. I saw it afterwards with like the dragon like thing coming out. It was awesome. I didn't even get to see it.
Excuse me before the sports ball people get at me like Tina here. George Kittle. Excuse me. I think I got him confused with a Kelsey or something. But yeah, no, it did feel like we're not getting a lot of the wrestling, are we? And for 6 matches, like, and those shows have been really tight lately. They did. I mean, with Rumble, I think it's been like 4 matches, right? So, and here we are with this. First night's main event was weird.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what I saw, which it honestly seems true, is that it felt night 1 was more like TKO had control of the show. With all the celebrities, and it really wasn't a good show. And then night 2 was more WWE taking over, and that's why it was actually booked well. There was really not many interferences. Like the matches were clean because like in night 1, the whole point of Pat McAfee being there was really useless. Like they built the whole story.
He was there. He was there to be there.
Yeah, and then he disappeared in the first.
Well, he disappeared and came back, and then you had Randy RKO him, and I think that's just our Randy saying, "Okay, you've outlived your usefulness."
Yeah,
and then we just wrote him off.
Yeah,
and by the way, Pat McAfee is here in town. And is still wearing his neck brace at the Pirates game. At the Pirates game, so because he's here for draft week.
Kayfabe's not dead, brother.
No, Kayfabe's not dead, brother. Nope. I was in the Dallas Love Airport, and I looked over at TV. Like Katie was doing something in the store, looking for postcards and stuff. And I looked over. I'm like, Katie, Pat McAfee's wearing a neck brace on his show today. So, but yeah, I think it's, and T-Pop's pointing out both nights of Mania ended before 10 p.m. Eastern, which is honestly the most important thing to me. They've been doing it a lot earlier. One, because half the time they also have a UFC the same night, which runs a lot later. So I think that might have been part of it. I don't know. So WWE generally has been running a lot earlier.
Yeah.
So,
well, I feel with that too. I don't know, maybe this is a personal thing, but I feel like Mania, when it's bright out the whole show, kind of
it's weird, especially when it's like we got to do a creepy demon entrance.
Yeah, and
I hated Bray Wyatt coming out in the light at Levi Stadium at that WrestleMania.
Yep, exactly.
Like, it was the worst. But anyway, I did a little bit of study today. Let me see if I can bring that up real quick. I was asking the GPTs to help me out a little bit on. And now I can't find my stuff. There's my recents. So I asked it, because it feels like it's more and more difficult as we're going through. I was kind of reassessing what platforms I had on, and is it easier or I love the side by side comparison that we do here. If you wanted to watch most wrestling, back in I did 5 years out and 10 years out. 10 years out, we had the network for $9.99, and that was NXT. That was the pay-per-views, and then we had to get cable to watch, our Raw, SmackDown, and that was basically it. 5 years ago, we were watching things on Peacock, And actually, I think Jim and I did the better breakdown of this. And there's a good look at the price range there when you look at that. Where's my login here? And here we go. This is the one I was looking for. So comparatively, if you looked at 2016, you were probably paying between $50 and $60 a month for watching all your WWE content. You're talking about 2021 with Peacock. We were talking about $40 to $55, and we're talking Peacock Premium, or Peacock started at like $4.99, right? Which was down from the $9.99. We were getting a great deal. Now we're up to $30 for just the pay-per-views, which doesn't even include NXT anymore, which were like on YouTube, I guess, lately. You got your Netflix. You still need USA Network on cable or Sling for SmackDown. Your archives are on Netflix and YouTube respectively. And also there's still content on Peacock. So 10 years ago, and this is not adjusted for inflation, we were paying about $50 to $60 a month, down to $40 to $55 a month for 2021. Now you're looking at $90 to $110 to get all your WWE content. They're definitely asking more of us. And now this is not WWE asking directly. They are not controlling these prices. They have taken the money from the platforms that control these prices, right? And now a lot of us are fortunate, if you have cable, Hulu, something like that, you're not paying extra. You just kind of have this, and maybe that's the argument then too, But to a lot of I think a good portion of people, if they don't have Comcast, whatever cable provider, which is regional, they're stuck with paying $30 to get this thing, and now it's feeling like a pay-per-view. Because that's all you're paying for. Because maybe you don't care about the hockey playoffs or anything, and now it just feels like you're paying a pay-per-view and seeing a ton of commercials. I think that's where everybody's getting the burnout for this kind of thing, right?
And also, it sucks for me because we're paying all this money. We really only still have a Netflix subscription just to watch Raw and the other wrestling stuff. But with the new household thing, I can't even watch it at my in school because it's for my home. So when I'm trying to watch old WrestleMania shows to get ready for the show, I couldn't even watch anything because it's the wrong household. And
you could, Tia's saying about, hey, getting Netflix and taking a swim across a pond. Well, here's a problem I've been noticing the last couple of weeks. Netflix has been fighting with certain VPNs and identifying them more in the last several weeks. I checked one of the nights of Mania. I could watch it on Netflix if I took a trip over to Canada. And as of yesterday, I could not. Yeah. And they're being smart about it. They're only blocking the live events. Because they don't want ESPN to be mad at them, probably. That's probably the mandate from there. It's like, hey, you got to actually do something about this. So
I always like to go back to the one tweet Netflix posted 10 years ago that says, "Sharing is caring. Share your password."
Yeah, that has definitely changed. Yes.
Yep. Changed just a bit.
When you get big enough, look up if you get a chance around. I get this around Tech Podcast. There's a good writer that talks about it. I think it's Cory Doctorow. Tells us about the enshittification of things. How Facebook gets worse as it gets bigger. And locks you in, and anything that's been around for a long time. And now we can say that about WWE Online as well. And any of these platforms and Netflix and everything like that. Hey, you used to do some great things for the users. Until you don't have a choice, and we killed all the competition. And now we're going to do whatever the hell we want and eke some more money out of you, right? As opposed to Xbox, this is an awesome cast crossover, who lowered their prices today on Game Pass by $7 for the Ultimate subscription. So appreciating that somebody is noticing out there, and also probably noticing that Microsoft is not in the best of Microsoft's going through a reconciliation period, I think, right now. So we're going to talk more WrestleMania in a second, but first I want to give a shout out to my friends over on patreon.com/Wrestling Mayhem Show. Thank you everybody that does support the show over there. You get some extra content. We do some post show that gets you guys first, and then it comes out about a week later over on YouTube. Thank you to the friends at the fan show level. Bo Diggity! Woo! Thank you, Intern Tony, as well as Team Hammer Fist Bubba Brewer. At the Poppy Club level is Dave Pop Bonner. You can get a discount if you're racing around in the Pittsburgh area at gcxc.com/eventspa with the code Dave26 for discounted registration to those races. Rats in a Trench Coat, Tony Kincaid, True Prince of Pro at the Pizza Club level, The Riz, and Justin Cleaver, and at the manager level, Bradley and Tina Keys. Thank you, everybody, for being part of the show. So, wait, the Netflix is $28 a month. Is that where we're at with Netflix right now? What package do you have? So I know somebody was telling me about how bad the ads were over on Netflix, and I'm just like, yeah, don't pay for it. It's worth it. You know, I can't imagine watching some of that stuff with ads and how bad it is. I still have Hulu with ads, and it just drives me nuts. So we got some anecdotes from the chat room. A lot is going on in here. Bradley is snitching and says he went to a party to watch night one. They were using a VPN in the middle of the Cody versus Randy. The feed died. I brought my Roku. It had a paid ESPN subscription. We watched the entire match. So yes, Xbox Ultimate. Yes, it's $28 now, but it's going down to $22.99. Was the email that we got today, Tina?
Xbox.
So for Xbox, but you're not going to get Call of Duty for the first year for new Call of Duty. You got to wait a year for it, but you got all the old ones. So depends on where you're at with it. You only pay $19 a month from Netflix. Yes, I am debating on upgrading for 4K, but I know wrestling's not in 4K, so you know. Anyways. Where are we at with things? See if there's anything else from the chat room. Both Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes turned babyface and heel multiple times during that main event. It was so confusing. Yes, it kind of was.
It really was. There was points where like the crowd is like they're doing like the back and forth, booing Cody, cheering Randy, and then they start like booing Randy, and then they are booing Cody, and then like the whole time, then they cheer when Cody wins, but then are cheering when Randy punts Cody. I was like, I'm so confused. I was so confused.
I think it's a little bit of. I think you see that when it was Roman and Cody. You saw it with Cena and Cody last year, right? Like people were real pro Cena by the time we got to that match at Mania last year, right? Like I don't know how it came off on TV, but it was just like I'm like, wow, everybody around me is really into the Cena thing right now, right? And he did a hard sell on that Friday, I think, for it. So, and then that's why it was so surprising when you go to going to SummerSlam and SmackDown. He just like, yeah, no, I'm back.
Yeah. That still really didn't make sense.
What? I was like, I'm happy for it, and happy we got to get like a Cena, you know. But it was really peculiar. But I mean, it was a hard place for everybody to be.
Well, I think that's one thing that Cody is really good at doing is when the crowd starts to turn at him, he's good at bringing the crowd back.
He really is.
Like that's something he's so good at doing.
So I don't know if and this is not going to help. There was a fuck TKO chant during the post show on Sunday night. I don't know what instigated it, but they are not happy, and I don't know if they don't give a shit about being the heels on this thing as long as they're making money. You know, they still put 50,000 people in that stadium. Yeah, they still have got an ungodly amount of commercials and all the money from ESPN in the world. I don't think they're mad.
No, I don't think they are either.
No.
That's why I don't think they're ever gonna. I mean, like, no matter what the fans think, they're making so much money now. Like, I don't think they're gonna change.
You're still
anything.
watching.
Yeah,
we're all still watching until it gets to the point that your general mass population goes away. And AEW got some work to do. You know, they're punching away at this, and they're putting themselves in a challenger position with cheaper tickets and everything like that, and their $40 pay-per-views feel like they're fucking worth it.
Yeah, I just got tickets for Double or Nothing in New York, and tickets were like $43.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Tina was in the third row on Dynamite last week.
Really?
Yes, and she did made out really well with that. You know, took Junior there, and then I realized it like during the Ospreay match. I'm like, wait, because I finally looked at her post, and then I'm watching it on delay, and I go look, and I'm like, oh, there it is, there it is. It was like 14,000 less from last year for each night. Yes, but also, you know, I mean, there's Kevin Nash is saying, you know, anecdotally, he's like, the first day he was there signing autographs, he did not hear any foreign accents. People don't want to come to this country right now. We won't get into the details of that, but that's another factor of it too. Nobody wants to come here and deal with whatever allegedly they would have to deal with as foreigners. It's getting bad. And it's affecting Vegas. We don't have Canadian. Why would a Canadian want to come to America right now? And all that kind of stuff. So the crowd booed when John Cena mentioned ESPN at the start of night 2. What do we think of this? The first hour of both nights were on ESPN, ESPN2, flipped respectively on something like that. I don't know what to think of that one. I'm honestly not sure.
Yeah,
we were debating the picks of the matches last week, that were being picked for that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm shocked. I thought because Brock Lesnar match was free on ESPN for the viewers, I thought they're going to make Brock Lesnar win because general audience likes Brock Lesnar. So I was shocked about that. But I like the free hour. Besides there still was commercials, but it's cool to get because you bring in an audience that's watching it for free and then they realize, wait, I kind of enjoy this. And they end up, buying a subscription or buying the rest of the pay-per-view. I think it was a good strategy. It was
like a strange, the old Sunday Night Heat pre-show that they used to do. I know that's my era, but so it's interesting. I thought there was a lot of good moments. I liked the Demon match. I liked the definitely the night 2 main event was a tremendous wrestling match.
Yes, that match was so good.
Yes. In the first night, it was a lot of chicanery. Nobody was involved in this one on the second night, and I thought that was tremendous. Not even mad as I didn't really kind of care who won. Not mad at Roman.
Yeah.
Seeing the images of Punk still selling he's drunk basically. Afterwards, after hugging his grandmother at ringside.
The storytelling in that match was fantastic.
Oh, it was absolutely.
It was so good.
It was just the man collapsed. It was just like, okay, are we playing this because he's old? Are we playing this? How are we doing this?
Yeah.
But it is still like he his body gave up. He didn't. So Tina says it's like the free for all on the TV Guide channel. Yes, but with a main eventer and former UFC champion fucking retiring. Brock is out allegedly.
I don't know if I believe that. I think he's gonna retire. SummerSlam's in his hometown.
That was kind of surprising. Maybe they talk him into it. Maybe there's a maybe Gunther says no. I want to retire you.
I think he just didn't want to face Gunther. I guess it's his way of escaping.
I guess so.
Out.
I guess so. So, but they made some news out of that, and that's in the first hour. And that if nothing else, everybody was talking about it, right?
Yeah.
So, have you guys seen the blowback from ESPN fans about how they cover WWE like a real sport?
It's kind of funny, and I haven't seen the blowback, but it's kind of funny.
I've been seeing some reposts of it on wrestling accounts and stuff like that. But it is especially the one was when they interviewed that one girl with a fake facial injury, and it was Liv Morgan, who still looked like shit at WrestleMania off of that hematoma she got from that backstage altercation they did a couple weeks ago with Stephanie. I think that's the biggest loser of this was Liv and Stephanie.
Oh yeah.
I'm hoping this means anything that got shorted in my mind gets a rematch of Backlash.
Yeah, I think
and maybe that's the game. But still, you're at WrestleMania. You can't short this.
And that was one of the most well-built matches.
Yes.
Of the cards. You wanted to see them go for a while, and it was really, really short. And I was disappointed about that.
T-Pop also on ESPN. Fatu versus McIntyre was really good too. Love they did the callback to the toolbox that CM Punk busted Drew open with. Yeah, he sold off, went away from it and everything. So he was scared of it. Or in his last active wrestler from the OVW 2002 class now with that retirement. Yes. Also, $175 for the ticket for third row at Dynamite.
Really?
And that is in relatively Seattle market. Everett, I think they were officially. Liv clocked out at 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's a Divas match.
Yeah,
what are we doing? I am so happy, especially with the debate we had last week. Rhea and Jade was the best women's match of the weekend. Hands down.
Yeah.
So
that match was really good. So, well, I saw something that the I think it was the EO match, the triple threat last year, was longer than all of the women's matches combined this year, which I think is insane. Because those are all really good wrestlers, and they barely got time.
It was so good. I'm really kind of curious. I haven't heard any reviews from people who were there, because we've always had the conversation the last couple of years where oh, that was really flat, and I don't know about if the crowd was really into it. And I was like, I can tell you the crowd was into it. Or I can tell you it came off really good in person, and I'm in the cheap seats. You know what I mean? So I would love to have been there for a comparative point as I see how things were reacting to how things were played on the show. But it was kind of fun to watch that again. I haven't watched the WrestleMania not in person since Tampa when it rained out. So it's kind of cool to get back to that and have somebody. I was watching with Dutters, so we had a lot of fun doing that. Especially we were working an event those days over the weekend in Fort Worth, so it was good to kind of unwind and just sit down and watch that. So anyways, hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out, and George, I want to hear about your experiences here at Mania, and then you can go home and take a fucking sleep for days, apparently, right?
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming. Yeah, you're looking faded over there. You might need another coffee. But in the meantime, IndieWrestling.us, a lot of stuff going on this weekend. We have 880, both 880 Wrestling and RWA will be Saturday. Both will be streaming both on YouTube and IndieWrestling.network. To my knowledge, we don't have any technical problems with that. We've done it before. So go check those out. Pick one, and then you can watch a replay at least the next day. YouTube right away. We're trying to get those up the next day with the technical limitations that have been coming up with our platform, IndieWrestling.us. But both should be very good shows. Pittsburgh versus Canada is the 880 show, and there's going to be a lot of shenanigans going on over at the RWA show. Spring Fling, I believe it is. So go check those out. Top Rope Tabletop is this Friday over on the IndieWrestling.us platforms for free. And, of course, Thursday night fights as usual. And that's going to be the Thursday night fight is going to be really interesting in the upcoming weeks. So I'm looking forward to see how that pans out as well. IndieWrestling.us. So hit the wrong button again. There we go. George, you were there. Like I said, you were in almost most of the you were in the background of most of the moments that I saw on my feed over this past week.
What specifically did you see?
Well, I saw the Popeyes.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
So, all right, let's start with that. What did you tell me about the Popeyes incident?
So this is literally this is the second year in a row I'd worked the shows for Rise Underground Pro Wrestling in England.
Did you have to have an accent to work it?
No.
Did you have to fake an accent to work it?
I mean, Beastman doesn't have an accent, does he?
I mean, I don't. He's got some kind of accent.
He certainly doesn't sound like Tim Strange. So.
Okay, you got me there.
But yeah, that was like that was the opening match of the show. Ironically enough.
Oh, really?
Or no, wait, no, it was after the women. That was after the women.
Where was the show?
So is that
how close was the Popeyes?
The Popeyes was across the plaza from the dive bar. So the dive bar is like in a strip mall.
It was New Fear City there last year.
Yes,
I was there.
Okay. Yeah, it was like it's pretty much like the main venue for the off strip death matches, I guess we'll call them. Because
the off strip show.
Well, just because if it turned out if there was anybody that was running death matches in town that wasn't on the collective, they ended up running the shows there. One of the shows I had to cancel. I couldn't work Mark Saros because of something we'll talk about later. They were there. I ended up walking into a random taping for a place called Underground Sports Entertainment, which is ironic enough because I didn't even know the show was advertised. I showed up there before my 4:00 show with X Brand Wrestling. Yeah, there was so much wrestling. I even walked into stuff that I didn't even know was happening.
Jeez, you're tripping over wrestling at this point,
literally.
And then wrestling comes to Popeyes.
Yeah, so essentially, knowing, as we know, Beastman can tend to go outside the ring and kind of just, things can take on a life of its own.
Do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, well, apparently this time the fans started chanting, "Go to Popeyes," so they went to Popeyes.
And I saw they went back and took a picture of Popeyes.
Yes, and everybody thought it was funny apparently, which was great because both guys were on the same show the next day, or in the same venue the next day.
Yeah. So.
But no, and it ended up being a fun, just some fun, good-hearted experience. It turned out, thankfully, it wasn't they didn't do too much. It was more like the best way I can describe it. It's kind of like in Scooby-Doo when you have the scenes upstairs where the kids are running away from the monsters through the door. Yeah.
Well, because they go in one door of the venue and then out the other.
Yes.
With the crowd following them.
Yes.
What a sight for the people that work there.
Literally.
Yes. Fantastic. What else did you get into?
That was only day 2.
That was only day 2. Weren't you on? I saw this will be the worst wrestling show all weekend. Yes, I think Dark Sheik was putting on.
That was it was run by Hood Slam.
Hood Slam. Okay, okay. This makes more sense.
Yes, that was very fun. So complete irreverence. Nothing was supposed to be serious. There was a mermaid versus mermaid.
You're
match.
talking my language. You know how I book shows.
Mermaid versus mermaid.
Was there a reverse mermaid?
It was a reverse mermaid. Yes. So essentially, though,
like a Bronco Buster or something.
The two matches I did the yes disqualification match where the objective was to get disqualified, and it was a 4-way, and then I did the other match, which of course has
this flyer is amazing,
right? And yet, of course, we somehow I left a lot of Beastman matches this week.
I thought this was fake. I really thought this is a fake flyer.
Oh no, that was a real show.
And then I started looking at it, and I was like, "Wait, Dark Sheep posted this. Wait, these people were on this. This is a real show." 2 guys into a 45-minute Iron Man match.
So the way that
two 5'5" guys.
That was the Pat McAfee Memorial 5'5", 2 5'5" guys fighting in a 45-minute Iron Man match. You got to understand that.
Double elimination, 1 count scramble gauntlet royal.
That was the co-main.
That was
after the NBA Jam. That was preceded the NBA Jam Invitational.
What?
But my other match of the night was the Pinfalls Count Only Here match.
Okay.
So for a while, this involves Beastman. I'm trying to think of who else was in the match. It was a 4-way though. Okay, a CPA was in it because of course. Trying to think of who else, but it's Storm Garcon, and I'm blanking on who the 4th person was right now. But essentially, everybody's fighting and everybody's trying to go for a pin, but all of us, no one was very clear on what was going to happen. So eventually CPA ends up firing up, and he ends up taking his shirts off, and a black X magically appeared in the middle of the ring all of a sudden. So if you could basically just throw the X at people, and whoever the X was on could be pinned, or you could put the X somewhere on the ground and pin someone there. Somehow Izzy Lambert ended up in the crowd, and Beastman threw the X at him and punched him out and tried to pin him. But no, that was a very fun match.
This is the venue. Of course, it's in a brewery.
Beer Zombies, yes.
Beer Zombies.
But match of the night for me, honestly, was probably the tag team blindfold match with Cheeseburger.
Okay.
Literally, it's just a true workmanship of when you get how you can get the gimmick of a match over. It was funny. It was just all fun. If you went to the show, you didn't have fun. You just suck.
Jeez. I love that.
Yeah, it was as long as you went in with the right mindset. If you were expecting, you had to go into it knowing what the heck to expect.
Most of the stuff I heard about was something like this, and our buddy Chachi was watching way too much wrestling. That's now his Mania tradition, apparently, is watching way too much wrestling from the weekend. I think he gets the Triller Plus thing and just goes to town on Collective and whatever else comes up.
There's always a lot of Collective stuff.
It didn't I felt like the last few years it's been getting lighter around Mania, and this year it really felt like it picked up again. Maybe that's just an outside perspective, or maybe it's just my feed or something, but it felt like there was a lot more weirdness, clips, coming out of the shows this year.
I can tell you this is the busiest weekend of Mania I've ever had.
Really?
6 shows, yeah.
Really? 6 shows.
Mm-hmm.
My record is back in Dallas, where I think I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a third.
And trust me, even with 6 shows, that's a modest number compared to a lot of people I know.
A
lot of people had 10, 12.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Shotzi was doing the tour, I think, this weekend, right?
I did I ended up working with Shotzi for the first time as well.
Excellent.
Against Connor Claxton on the Sean Henderson Presents High Stakes show.
Connor Claxton. That's an old VOW name, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. He's still around.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Good for I've only seen him in VOW, so probably a reason, because I know the kind of matches he does.
And that was right before Jonathan Gresham and LJ Cleary, where they worked a pure wrestling showcase, where they threw 1 strike in the entire match.
That's great. Gresham.
And it was to the arm that Gresham was working, so it actually made sense, because of course, but it was just to have that right after a Shotzi hardcore match was very interesting. Good change, but no,
I love it.
Really fun.
Gresham doing good. I know he was recovering from his stroke.
So I'll tell you what, he still changed like a computer. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's fluid. There's just he has not have to put any thought process into it. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like watching a river run.
I love it. I love it.
Like-
Gresham's so great to watch.
Yeah.
Like, that 45-minute match he did at a main event of Super Indy is still one of my favorite experiences I've ever had on the Switch.
Gresham's amazing.
Yes, absolutely. So,
wait, I have a question. So because every year when there's Mania in like wherever it is, they do like shows around there, like indie shows and stuff.
mhm.
So how do you think it's gonna work next year when it's in Saudi Arabia? Because they're not gonna. No,
No.
There's gonna be nothing.
You know what's not going to be there? Effie's Big Gay Crunch
Yeah.
for one.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling we might end up with maybe I don't know, maybe we'll end up with like just a little new tradition where maybe we just do a weird like our version of a collective where they
Yeah.
just do things all over the place.
I feel like GCW is going to just pick a spot. I can't imagine them going over there.
No.
I don't know what the logistics would be to take an indie promotion to Saudi Arabia. Would anybody even care over there? I don't know. Maybe they know. They've done Japan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but Saudi's kind of a new thing. Maybe they'll find
Yeah.
somebody with Saudi money is going to bring the collective over, or something.
I mean, they do always have those big periodically they would have like those big shows in like Yemen or like a weird country over there.
Qatar was the big one.
Qatar, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, which probably won't happen for a while because I know they've been getting pretty messed up with everything lately. So, God, I love. Who was it? Was it MJF or maybe it was Ospreay? It was Ospreay going into that last pay-per-view. Was saying TK should, when they go to Saudi, pick a town, do a pay-per-view, do a weekend of wrestling, do Ring of Honor, do something with the independents maybe on Friday, and do their own version as counter programming for people to have something to go to in America, and I think that's it. Because this is, for 50,000 people, a good portion of them go to Mania every year. Right?
I feel like it'll just end up like maybe this year it'll probably end up being like a normal indie weekend for most people. Like it just won't be like people won't run Saturday or Sunday just because they don't want to be up against Mania.
Well, if Mania is at allegedly at 11 o'clock, you can still run your show.
Yeah,
your 7-8 o'clock show, and it's just like, oh, we don't have to program around Mania. Honestly, I think you shoehorn on it. Like, hey, I saw somebody do Texas Mania or something like that. I think it was actually at Mania weekend. It was just a Texas promotion, but like, why not do Pittsburgh Mania? Let's all have a watch party connected to some bar and do a show that night. You could do the same thing when Rumble was in Saudi. There's allegations that Survivor Series might be in Saudi this year too. So rumors. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. So I don't know, man. It's definitely changing after this year, or they're just going to do a 180 and do something different because they fucked over New Orleans last year.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I'm sitting in New Orleans watching that Mania, I'd be pretty sore about it right now.
Yep.
So, great, you got Money in the Bank, I guess, but that it's not Mania. It's not Mania at the freaking Superdome. Superdome?
Yeah,
Superdome. That's right. Silverdome's the one they messed up on. So, anything else from the weekend? You did, like I said, you did a bunch.
We did another JCW tour, the whole entire one.
You did a whole tour that week.
Oh well, so essentially, the week started open ended, where I didn't end up booking my return flight until probably April 18th or April 19th, simply because it just. And until
dude, I booked my entire trip on Thursday before Mania last year.
Yeah, but no, literally until Stranglemania, I did not actually know that I was booked for the rest of the tour because, it was in Lansing in March. They had announced that there was going to be like 3 days after Stranglemania was going to be an entire 4-day loop. So that was Las Vegas for Stranglemania beginning the tour, which is crazy because normally the big show's at the end. But then we went to LA. Tempe and Albuquerque, and all the landscape at New Vegas makes a lot more sense now. Let's put it that way. Just seeing how the landscape looks and everything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But no, that was tour life is crazy. And after last night, I can kind of understand. Like, I'm not going to condone the plane ride from hell, but I can understand how something like it can happen. If that makes sense. Because if you're like, sometimes you go through a lot, like there's so much stuff that goes on tour, like anything can cause somebody to crack. I cracked on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
What?
I'm fine. Don't worry.
Can we talk about it?
I mean,
can we talk about it? Can we have a moment here and discuss your situation and help you through it emotionally?
Not really. I'd rather not.
Okay.
But like, regardless, like everybody, but like you get over it and you just we finished up yesterday. Ironically enough,
that was I think we definitely had that in Dallas where I was on like 1 hour sleep, went to Mania first day, and then went and helped tear down Collective that night. I was on the edge, man.
Yeah. I think on average, I think over the last maybe 5 days, I've gotten a combined 10 hours of sleep, 11 hours of sleep. Like, so yeah, that's why I look like I do right now, and why I'm going to crash when I.
Did you eat well?
Oh yeah, don't worry. I made
good,
sure I ate,
good. That was my problem. I worked a lot of things without catering.
Oh no, there was me too. But like, I still you still got to take care of yourself.
Yeah, that was. We were really, yeah. And then I had secondhand smoke from that one session, and yeah. So, anyways, a note from the chat room. Tina says that Wrestle Tours, who's the crew from Progress, we're selling tour packages for WrestleMania next year already. So, and that's usually the Brits. So,
oh yeah, wait, we can't skirt past Sandman's last match either.
Well, yeah, it was the image I used for tonight, so we should talk about that. Tell me about this. That's another one that went all over my feed.
Oh, the Invisible Man.
And you were the referee in this?
Oh no, there were about 12 referees.
Okay, but you were one of the 12 referees in this match. Wait, were these ref bumps or what?
Yes. The Sandman and the Invisible Man basically took out an entire officiating crew.
Wow.
The Invisible Man hit me with an RKO.
Okay.
It hurt.
Okay. Wait 1 second. Tony, have you ever seen the Invisible Man matches?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're aware of this concept. Okay, good. Okay, but go ahead, George.
Yeah, I mean, like, so it was just a war by the end, and at the end of it, they wanted the shot of just all the referees just around the ring like a war. So and that's what they got.
Okay, dead zebras everywhere.
Yeah, and the best part is we only had so many GCW polos, so some had GCW polos, others had stripes. Others were there was a number of Canadians who had a number. They had shirts that had a logo for a different company. It was.
We're importing them at this point,
pretty much. it was the most insane. Yeah, but if you got any idea about the number of run-ins on this thing, I mean, kind of,
Was this a part of the clusterfuck or anything? Or
no,
spring break?
This was spring break.
It was spring break, which okay.
It was match 5 on Joey Janela's.
Clusterfuck is literally just one match, right?
I honestly have no idea.
Okay. Good, because I've been struggling to have anybody explain it to me, and I've never watched it.
I believe it's something like that. Yeah. I think it's like a.
I just see moments.
It seems like survival mode in No Mercy.
I think. Oh, okay. So I was watching a clip of Brian Alvarez talking about his point with Sean Ross Sapp in the clusterfuck, and he's trying to explain the match to Meltzer. It didn't really. It didn't work out in that one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. So. So you were part of that, and also Mick Foley came out, and I believe was that the end of the match. I don't even know.
I honestly don't. I can't tell you the end of the match because I was
you were
I was out. But yeah, Mick Foley. I think Mick Foley threw the Mandible Claw on Invisible Man or Invisible Stan because Invisible Stan turned.
Invisible Stan was there as well.
Invisible Stan turned as well. Yeah, there was a lot that happened in this match.
Okay.
And Fonzie was there managing too.
I need to look at the cage match for this match.
It is insane
because.
Richard Holiday was involved.
Oh, Dick Vacation.
Missy Hyatt.
Okay.
Missy Hyatt made an appearance to run off Kendra Lust after she had turned on Sandman.
Okay. Jesus.
It was. Dear goodness, the amount of things I can guarantee you, I will probably never be part of a more interesting match in terms of structure for certain.
Dude, this is what I love about Mania weekend is just this wild stuff. Elias hit somebody with a guitar in a club somewhere. I didn't
even know that happened.
Yeah, nice. I'm pretty sure that was this Mania. So
nice,
Elijah. Excuse me, that would make it this Mania. Because I knew he was just playing in clubs in New Orleans that one year. Stuff like that. So, God, that's so cool. They're letting me know in the chat Collective and WrestleCon combined this year.
Yes, they were in the same space.
Nice.
Although it did seem like I did hear some numbers about the con be the con kind of being a little dead this year.
That's what I was hearing too.
Apparently,
from the Kevin Nash stuff.
I heard some stats where it sounded like ticket sales were down 20%.
Wow.
Last year, yeah.
So foreigners, man, I'm telling you. So, but it looks like everybody at con had plenty of time to make TikTok videos from what I was seeing. So, but man, and this is not your first Mania. You've done this a couple of times.
21, 22, 23. This has been number 5.
Okay, nice.
Because I didn't do 2024 in LA.
Man,
but definitely this is the most bountiful for sure.
I'm told from the chat room there was Brody Lee Jr. versus Joey Janela.
That was the main event of spring break this year.
And we got to mention, friend of the show, Mick Foley did the marriage of Facade and Tara. I believe that was on Monday.
Yeah, that was at the one famous chapel. I forget. Yeah, congratulations to both Facade and Tara on the
excellent.
The nuptials. The last time I saw Facade he was with us in LA, but then he flew back for the wedding.
An update on that, they're letting us know if it's like Rumble, Mania will probably be 9 or 10 a.m. Pacific time starting for them. So yeah, that's probably like 1 o'clock for us. So they'll be done by like 5 o'clock. So if I'm not booked somewhere, I plan to try to do something around that for sure. So. God, brunch mimosas for everyone. Oh, we'll just like sit at home and mimosa on a Zoom call and all watch WrestleMania together. It'll be great. Are you ready for Wrestle Brunch?
I suppose.
Sorry, Effie. Oh my God. So what's your big takeaway? We'll do what you learned later, actually. So anything else from this before we go to the break?
No, that's really about it.
Okay. Well, thank you, George. I know you're running on fumes right now. Up next, I have a piece of hardware to talk about.
All right.
That I used this morning for the first time. And trust me, it's going to connect to the show somehow. We actually talked about it on Awesome Cast because I didn't have another awesome thing. But we'll get into that. And we'll get into what we learned this week and on the Wrestling Mayhem Show. We'll be right back after this.
Business for social media, video production, and more. Find out more at sidekickmediaservices.com.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
We are back. It is the Wrestling Mayhem Show. Intern Tony is hanging out. Has his pizza. Everybody's pizza filled. And we got referee George Ross.
And I found Mr. Iguana again.
Mr. Iguana. Yeska's here. Yes. I'm so glad I grabbed that before they took it off Amazon and sold the shitty one on WWE Shop. Take that, TKO. Anyway, so I teased a little bit of hardware I got here. I don't have the wide shot, but this is what I got right here. If you're on video with me, I don't know. Has anybody else been getting the Edge and Christian Pure Plank ads in their feeds lately? Nope. Probably not Intern Tony. Because very specifically is about if you're in your 40s and want to get rid of that dad bod like Edge and Christian, this is the way to go. It's of course, it's in the feed between that. I'm kind of in the demographic, and Edge and Christian are a part of it. So they were ticking all the boxes. And in a moment of awakeness, after I saw a picture of myself that Aaron Woods took at Taco Mania, I bought a plank. So, yeah, I'm working on life changes as usual, but also I kind of figured for the show it'd be kind of fun to see. So I did day one because unfortunately this thing came Wednesday, and it's a little bigger than I expected, and it would not fit in a suitcase or even my gear case. It's a little wide for those. So allegedly, if for as little as 3 minutes a day, and for 90 days, you'll see some changes, right? I'm sure I'm not going to look shredded like Adam Copeland, but as it says in the ad. But
who's Adam Copeland?
I don't know.
Don't you mean Cope?
The Cope. It uses the real names. They don't use any of the alternate names in these ads for reasons. But I mean, it's pretty. It's been pretty. My first maiden voyage on this, and I did a long one because I'm trying to learn all the posts and everything like that. But I can say that the whole idea is it's got these knobs on here that come off pretty easily. You can just push the button. Boop. Doing it backwards kind of thing. And they can store and you can move and stuff. Like the video I did today had, you're planking with the two of them, and then like you had to like put one in the middle and do like a side plank kind of situation. It's honestly less threatening than when I did the core workouts on Apple Fitness. And it's got a little timer that pops out there so you can do all your sets and everything like that. So I'm kind of learning the general concepts right now because I'm definitely not a fitness person, but I've been trying over the last few years. So that's another kind of tool for me. I'm hoping I can take it with me when I hit the road for a couple weeks straight, or I'm just going to get really creative with things. So who knows? You definitely feel it after 10 minutes of this thing. So that's the Pure Plank. I mean, I don't know. Would you use one of these things, George?
I don't know.
Work on that core, buddy.
I did need to start to work on my core, I suppose. So
there you go. You gotta work on that counting core.
Yes.
So, it's yeah. So there's that. You're supposed to I think it's got a little bit of holder for your phone up here too, and it's got an app that's got videos to help you out. And it looks like I haven't got the ones with Edge in it, but he's in the. Or Adam Cope. I don't know. What are we calling them these days? But that's pretty much it. So it was about $130. Like I grabbed it off Amazon, so I had a return policy because you never know with these things. But it's been, I don't know, it's pretty decent so far and doesn't take up all that much space. You still need a yoga mat for your knees, honestly, for something like this, unless you're carpeted. I don't. I have hardwood floors. But yeah. That's the Pure Plank, and that we're going to check in 90 days and see how I'm doing with this. Hopefully, I'm doing headstands by then. So that's kind of the general idea there. So, well, you guys are pizza up. So let's see what else we got here. Let's see. We had Popeyes. I want to double check our comments in here from you guys out there. We talked about Sandman's last match. Danhausen finally got his blimp. Bradley brings something up for long tail storyline. Stephanie came out to talk to Cody and she told him he needed to become more dangerous to defeat Randy. It kind of seemed like you did, Tony, right? You talked about that back and forth that was happening. Mm-hmm. So that's an observation there. I don't know if people remembered that when we got to the match.
Yeah.
At least the problem.
Yeah, I know. They should have showed them the video packages. I don't
know if it was in the video package or did we just watch commercials? I don't know.
But I will say for that match, I kind of wish that the Orton punt was during the match. Like, I feel like everything they did after could have happened during the match. And
we're getting a backlash match.
Yeah,
we're getting a backlash match for sure.
Without interference, and I want to see Randy win.
I don't know about without interference, but we're definitely getting.
Hopefully. I guess without Pat McAfee.
This might be part one of a trio.
Yeah. Which, I don't hate that. I don't hate that.
That's why it was night one, because there's not resolution to it.
That's true. That's true.
And kind of thinking about that, like Mania night ones have been strange or different or. Like I said, the wacky stuff is in the first night, right? Remember, like the one year, the first night was Kevin Owens was doing a talk show with Stone Cold Steve Austin that turned into a fight.
Yeah,
I mean it was great.
Yeah, that was.
But that was such a weird announcement for a night one, though, right? So I don't know. If that really kind of I kind of take a flyer on night one and try not to judge the weekend based on it after that first night.
That's kind of like the same thing for WrestleMania 40 or the night one match was just to set up night two, just the stipulation of it was the tribal combat or not.
That's right. That was the tag team match with The Rock and everything. Yeah, going into the next night. So, and even that night two one had everybody involved.
Yeah, that was so good. I was there live for that. Oh my god,
me too.
It was amazing. It was such I rewatch that match all the time. It was so good.
Dude, when Undertaker pops up out of nowhere, just like,
yep,
okay.
and a lot of people were complaining about that Stone Cold wasn't there, but like it was so unexpected to be Undertaker that it made it so much better.
Like, It's like it would be almost too obvious if Stone Cold was the next guy, right?
And then you hear the bell toll, and it's like, oh wow.
And I think that might be the year they were trying to get him, but scheduling didn't work out. So also remember, like, these guys are doing other things. WrestleMania is not the most important. Sorry, fans. It is not the most important thing. You're not owed all those people being there. Can we talk for a minute about there's a couple videos. Did we mention on here about, or I can't remember if it was beforehand we were talking about the fan harassment that was happening?
Absolutely ridiculous.
It's getting so bad. How did we not learn to give these guys security after some of those foreign tours?
Even some of the legends that were walking around, like
really?
the Nerd Bar, for instance, like the fans were better there, but like it was just like I wouldn't want to be like anybody famous walking around like Vegas like that for 5 days.
No,
you would not have a moment to yourself at all.
So the one video, it looked like AJ and Bailey were embracing in a hotel, like by the elevators or something, and somebody got way too close, and Punk intervened and got physical with somebody. Right?
That guy wants an apology, apparently.
Really?
Yes.
How about not getting in some lady's bubble, dude? Yeah. Nobody, hey, people don't owe you shit, man. When it comes to that, give them space. Randy Orton, I saw a crew following him around while he's just trying to find the elevator. I've been in some of those hotels. It's hard to find the elevator in some of those.
Oh, it took me forever to find my elevator in the Luxor from my first night there last.
Right,
night.
Exactly. I got lost. I stood in line checking in and didn't realize there were machines that would have checked me in like an hour before. Then I walked past them on the way to the elevator. I'm like, motherfucker. And respect boundaries. It's getting so bad. It's getting so very bad. With some of these, but I don't know. It's because they're becoming. Is this a symptom? Not an excuse, but a symptom of them becoming even bigger stars than they have been in the last few years, as far as WWE talent goes.
I think it's more comes down to more like the parasocial thing that the all immediate access at all times. I feel like that is the current that shouldn't be the current like realistic set of expectations that fans have, but it's what they have. Like kind of this like post-COVID incel kind of situation. I mean, I'm not even going to say anything like that. I have no idea. It's just like the fans just think they should always like be able to fucking interact with their favorite no matter what. You're always accessible to me on Twitter and on my DV and on my TikTok. I should be able to put my phone in your face now. Yeah, I mean, we've seen the airport incidents and everything like that. Damian Priest, says Tina, had to intervene because they were mobbing some of the female talent. Where's the security, guys? Did we fire all of them too, Tico? Like, take care of the people. Take care of your people is the first thing, right? So, it's sad. It's sad. All right, on that note, like I said, we were pizza fueled all night. Our good friends at Slice on Broadway, also once destroyed by a beast man. New York City style yins are made. Plenty of locations all across Pittsburgh. Thank you so much to our friends Slice on Broadway supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza for so long. Guys, let me know what you learned from wrestling this week. Who would like to go first? Chat, please let us know. George, what did you learn from your WrestleMania experience this week? Las Vegas is for two types of gambling. Obviously, I did engage in slots and video poker because everybody in Vegas is a degenerate to a degree. You got to take at least a couple rounds on that. Throw $5 in and see where it goes. Yes, but at the same time, you can also gamble on yourself and win, like I have the past 2 years. And as a 1B, I would say that juggalos are very good problem solvers. I believe it. With some of the circumstances on tour we deal with. Okay. There is a redneck ingenuity and juggalo ingenuity is not too far from each other. And
I say that respectfully.
And after what you've learned, I'd like to make one little special announcement for TNF later on. But
okay, we'll get into that.
You guys finish.
We'll get into that. Tony, what did you learn from wrestling this week?
I learned that I think Roman Reigns should be in top 10 conversations if he's not already, and I think that if he actually sticks with not being a part-timer and doing a full, because he said he's going to be there all summer with the title and defend it. And I think if he actually has a good reign with his title and defends it, I think we could move him into top 5. I don't know if that's crazy, but I would move him for top 5. Like the WrestleMania match, you could see if he actually like stops with like the interference, the bloodline stuff, and actually puts on a good match. Like he's so good at what he does. So I mean, if it's crazy to say, I don't know, but I think depending how this reign goes, I think we can move him. Start talking about top 5 conversations.
No, I think that's definitely worthwhile on this, because I think we were all kind of sour. Like, ew, Roman again. Do we really want this? But after what we got and perspective, Jacob Fatu against Roman, yeah, I'm kind of here for this.
Right? Like
I want to see what the next chapter is of this. You know, like it does feel like we're going back to the well a little bit.
Yeah,
but I think they're smart enough to do different.
I just don't want to see him versus Jey Uso. There's so many people he could wrestle. I don't want to see him versus Jey
We've seen
Uso
it.
again.
We've seen it.
And Jey Uso is not good.
Absolutely. T-Pop is saying, I learned that Corey Graves can twerk because during WrestleMania Night 1 post show, Liv Morgan taught him the dance she did during her entrance. I saw this. I tagged our friend Elite Austin Carnes in it, and it said, what is your teacher teaching you down there at Point Park? And I talked to him today because I'll also keep an eye out this Sunday. I'm on the 2 Jagoffs podcasts, and I had a lot to say about wrestling in Pittsburgh and production. He's like, I'm asking about that tomorrow in class. So I'm excited to hear how that turns out there. Tina also, not so much what I learned, just a reminder to respect fucking boundaries, people. These athletes are putting their bodies on the line, and the least we can do is respect their privacy as they're human beings too. And at the end of the day, yeah, absolutely, man. Like that's getting kind of gross out there, and I feel for these people. You know, they have to deal with it. It doesn't matter what they do, how big they are. It's like they're popular and have all this money, they can deal with it. No, they're still fucking human beings. Leave them alone. You are not owed proximity to certain people. So, but anyways, God, what did I learn this week? From this weekend, I do not need to listen to the entire female side of the McMahon family talk up Stephanie McMahon. I turned it off when we got to Linda. I was done. I also learned Kill Tony's a terrible show. I tried watching it today. It's not good. Yeah. It's not for me, man. Like that's all I learned.
You gotta stop trying to push him. Like it's
I was like, well, I heard about the roast last year and I thought that's what we were doing. And it wasn't that. And apparently it was just like his show. But he did it at Mania. Undertaker was there. Glenn Jacobs came out and did political commentary basically. And I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm not here for it.
It's like not what wrestling fans want to see at all.
There was a note, like somebody went to it and they said it was an atrocious show and I was in a room with 3,000 people that I would rather not be in a room with. So it was just like, oh, wow. So I knew nothing about it, you know, other than like I knew they did the roast, but they didn't like put it anywhere so they could kind of say whatever they wanted. All I knew was the part where Paul Heyman told Strowman he knows why he wasn't on WrestleMania this year. So, but yeah, that's the biggest part on that. Also, I learned like the Danhausen. Like, I think we're all learning from the Danhausen story because like that's a guy like why wasn't he on TV? Like, you know, not to be like the whole like you know F Tony Khan thing and like I don't know Jake Hager at Power Slap this weekend. But
he had that guy Nobby need his hack. Did you see that?
Oh my God, yes. I'm going to get the power slap.
How about when he freaking like looks like he's gonna punch you first? Yeah.
But you know, like I don't know why people like go into a deep dark hole sometimes at AEW. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they just pissed off like Tony or whatever over there. Which the same things have happened with WWE talent too. where they get just kind of disappeared and then pop up and they're a main eventer on AEW, and everybody's like, look what they missed out on, right? It happens both ways, guys, for one reason or another. Failing in one company does not mean you're a failure. It just means you're incompatible and we're not giving you opportunities or the right opportunities for you, right? And that happens across the board. Well, in indies or anything like that too. So it happens in business, honestly. And then that's the other thing I learned was Power Slap. Can we talk about Danny Moe at Power Slap?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the clips?
Yeah.
Against Teal Piper, Roddy's daughter, right? There was like at least 2 of those shots that Danny Moe took where she was a damn rock. It was scary. Danny Moe now officially scares me.
I just know the payday. I know the figures. God bless everybody who does it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I'm worried about CTE City for all these people, but you know, and also it also declared this, like everything that I was curious about Power Slap ended up in my feed without me asking for it. So I know Power Slap has the same problem MMA does. It's just social media, like, and they weren't even official clips. This was all fans in the audience.
Yeah.
But that's all I needed. When you do such a closed event like that, you know, closed event like that, you're really kind of opening up for, well, I just saw the clips. Why would I have paid for that? But maybe that's advertising. I don't know, man. But, you know, it's good for them. Good for them. It looks like some of them had a good weekend there. So great for them. You know, it's always really cool to see what WrestleMania does. I'm curious if we, you know, what happens when we don't have the magic of that next year, because I can't imagine quite as much happening. I can't imagine all the AEW guys going and doing signings in Saudi Arabia next year. That's not happening. I hope there's a star cast somewhere that weekend. Honestly.
Yeah, it's the best time to do it.
And hey, let's go. You know, let's do it. You know, hey, we'll watch Mania later or whatever. You know, we'll do Brunch-a-Mania and go to the show at night. You know, whatever that is, or go to the Sting panel or whatever the fuck is going to go on there, you know, in, I don't know, New York City or something, right? Why not, right? So anywhere that is easy for people to get to in this economy. Maybe they just go to Vegas. Yo, go to Vegas. Vegas wants it. Vegas may try talking about the only thing is, can Vegas give WWE enough money to talk them out of the Saudi show? Probably not. No way.
So much money.
Not right now.
Not right now. No. We'll see what happens in the next year. So there's a lot can happen in the next 12 months in the world. So we'll see what that is. Referee George Ross, post-Mania weekend. Go to bed, man.
I will. Just let me.
Go to bed.
We're almost done.
Go to bed.
We're almost done.
Where do people? What's going on?
Okay.
What's coming up?
All right. So it has been a personal project of mine. I've been trying to set this up for a few months now. But I got confirmation yesterday waking up. So we're going to have a very, very special big time main event for Thursday Night Fights.
Oh wait, I just got the prelim card here. I didn't look at this yet.
All right.
Okay,
well,
I just got the 1.0 draft of this. What am I looking at here?
As we know, you know,
whoa.
As we know, MV Young is the ace of 880 to a degree, like, and he's been on a heck of a run defending both the Fest and the Hybrid Championship Wrestling championships. So, you know, I felt like we needed to up the ante a little bit, so I went out and I found a big-time opponent, quite literally and figuratively.
Wow.
This Thursday, MV Young will be defending both the Fest and Hybrid Championships against the Suplex Shogun, Jackson Stone.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, indeed.
Holy shit. That's going to be a certified banger.
I wish I had a graphic. Unfortunately, the guy working on the graphic is literally probably driving back from Albuquerque in a van right now with a bunch of other people. And so
you can bust out the laptop.
Well, right now I look like a total carny as a result, and I'm okay with that, considering that I literally did just tour with a bunch of clowns. So So essentially, don't worry. I promise. Like, I'm hoping that like this like if this does happen, because obviously cards subject to change in wrestling as always. But like, I have very high expectations for this match, and I think it will be worth your while to check out Thursday Night Fights this week.
Fantastic.
On IndieWrestling.us.
That's free. IndieWrestling.us, YouTube page, our Facebook page, our Twitch, as well as over on IndieWrestling.live. All free.
Any freaking social media platform, just find it.
Yeah, basically.
Just find it.
All your primary streaming platforms, we have it. In at least one vertical video one in Instagram sometimes when I decide to turn that on. So, there it is. Referee George Ross, thank you so much. The one-time 10-second VCW champion, George Ross.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? I got the footage. I got the footage, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. It was an April Fool's Day joke.
You were there, Tony. You were there for it, right?
Was I?
Yeah.
No?
The Mayhem Show.
Yes, I was there.
The Spaghetti Western match for the VCW championship.
I don't know what you're talking
George
about.
had a championship for 10 seconds.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So did Derek Dillinger. So did Shelby Wild. Nobody told Eamon Shelby's name.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It's canon. It's canon. Check Cage Match. Actually, I know. Cage Match had a lot of fun trying to list that show. I love that everybody in the one match beat Tony Kincaid. So I'm sure when that came through, they were like, what the hell are we supposed? Also, I'm sure this weekend, like between the clusterfuck and everything, how do you write that up, right? Literally. So they're kind of used to it. So it was labeled an April Fool's show, so I guess it's kind of okay. So we'll see what happens with that on future shows too. So with that, thank you so much. Thank you, Intern Tony, for hanging out with us tonight.
Of course, glad I could be here.
All right, and we'll be back. Hey, programming note: we're probably going to have the show next Monday. And it's probably going to be 9:30 p.m. because we are kind of stacking some things. I will be involved with the only wrestler show out of the Sunny Days Arena.
As well, town.
You'll be there too.
Yes,
I got the call. I'm not producing the show. I'm doing some other tasks around the show. We got some camera ops and stuff out there. So we're still working out the details on that. But
this card is very stacked.
It's wild.
It was just announced today. We're doing Facade versus Joey Janela. No disqualification for the JCW American Championship. Facade did manage to retain in the scramble at Stranglemania.
Fantastic.
And that's on top of Brian Cage, Tessa Blanchard, Luke Hawx, Charlie Haas. The brothers of Funstruction against the Troublemakers. There's just a lot of there's a lot of good stuff on this show.
Yeah,
it's only in North Versailles. It's only a half hour outside the city, so you have no excuse to get your ass there.
Dude, if you're in the North Versailles area, you have a lot to do this week because these guys, and they got discounts on the tickets, 50% off right now, and also that Friday, Prospect Pro Wrestling is going to be doing the Cauliflower Alley show.
Yes, I wanted to. Yeah, we'll talk about that later too.
Okay. Oh, off book. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to give them a shout out because I know that's a pretty busy week for them and everything. So, yeah. So, and they've been doing a lot of work in there. A lot of people. The Penguins just got involved with that show. The Pittsburgh Penguins
Foundation. Yeah.
Pitt, there's some stuff from Pitt there too. So it's building to be a very, very big show. I know Joe Dabrowski's going to be there. One of the guys from the Cauliflower Alley is going to be there.
There's a lot of good stuff happening in Pittsburgh wrestling right now.
Oh, absolutely. And
also April 20th, like the Bruno Forever show is also an option for people to go to if they'd like to as well. But
is that Saturday as well?
It is. Yeah, there's
we got 3 shows on Saturday.
Yes.
Jeez.
And the draft.
Yes.
There's.
If you want to get away from the city.
Yes.
If you're at least on the south side of Pittsburgh, you can get to Allentown at the very least, or drive around.
Take the incline.
No, don't take the incline up there. That's a bit of a walk from the incline. Don't tell people to take the incline to the wrestling show, but that would be fucking cool.
Right.
You could park in the station square. Go up there, and we had a wrestling venue up there in Mount Washington. That's what I want.
Right.
I think we almost had that.
Shame.
I think we had a venue on Mount Washington lined up before COVID hit, and then we came back out, and they weren't interested anymore.
Oh, we'll figure it out.
We were helping somebody with a promo.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys so much. We'll see you guys next week. Remember, it's a Monday Mayhem show. Mayhem out.
Just wait. Wait for the perfect time, then attack. Don't give up what you want, take it back. Wait for the
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.